Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. I will be driving through the town of Cottondale, Florida. Yes, this is actually a Florida video, believe it or not. Now, by looking at this video, you would never be able to tell that you're even in Florida. Now, many of you, when you think of Florida, you're thinking of palm trees, you're thinking of the beaches, you're thinking of the ocean. And stay tuned because videos like that will be coming up on this channel very shortly. So keep watching. However, Florida does have plenty of towns and smaller cities like this. Smaller cities to where you're not going to see a bunch of palm trees. You're not the area is not going to be close to any beaches, and you're going to be a little further from the ocean. So for those of you that are not familiar with Florida, there are plenty of smaller towns throughout the state of Florida like this, especially in the panhandle / the northern part of the state. You're going to see a lot of small towns like this. So anyhow, this is Cottondale, Florida. Now the population here is 884 people, and it has been growing at a rate of 2.5% as of the 2020 census. So right now, no one's kicking the door down to live in this small town, but I don't think that's going to last for much longer. Given that A, it's in the state of Florida, and B, it's also not far from larger communities. Like Cottondale is only a half hour south of Dothan, Alabama. I mean, this town is located right off of Route 231. It's a half hour south of Dothan, and it's about an hour north of Panama City. And it's only an hour and 10 minutes from the beaches of Panama City Beach, Florida. So this little town is conveniently located to a lot of larger communities, and it's conveniently located to communities that offer a lot of entertainment. Now, for some of you, you're probably thinking, okay, it's an hour from Panama City, it's over an hour to get to the beaches, and I agree that's not exactly a hop, skip, and a jump. But when you take into consideration the amount of people that live up in the north, and they might have to drive, I don't know, 16 plus hours each way to get to Florida, so they can have access to the nice warmer weather with all the beaches and the ocean views and all that fun stuff. When you take into consideration you got a lot of people that will drive 16 plus hours each way to get to Florida every year so they can enjoy that type of stuff. The fact that now, for those that live in this town, the fact that you can get to those attractions within within an hour and 10 minutes is a hop, skip, and a jump. Like, before I moved to Alabama, I used to live in Indiana. Now, from Indiana to even from Indiana to Panama City Beach, I mean, just off the top of my head, I'm gonna say that would have been Let me think for a minute. I'm gonna say, for me, that would have been about a 13-hour trip from the part of Indiana where I used to live to Panama City Beach. That would have been roughly a 13-hour trip. As where people that live here and they drive to Panama City Beach, it's only an hour and 10 minutes, which is nothing. And like I said, it's only a half hour from Dothan, Alabama. So anyways, the median home price here is about $83,000, which I'm gonna look again in a second. But if I can remember correctly, the last time I looked at houses in this town, I did not see any houses for that low. But according to bestplaces.com, they got the median home price at about $83,000, which I'm gonna look it up in a minute though. Okay, my computer is moving a little slow because I'm just getting on my computer and doing my research as I make the video here. Now, the violent crime in this town is just a little above average. I mean, when I say little, I'm talking, it's just a few points above the national average, which is nothing. I mean, property crime is not that bad. I mean, it is above national average, but it's not bad. And as far as it goes for the racial makeup of the town, you got 66.8% white, you got 26.3% black, and you got 4.6% Hispanic, and you got less than 1% of any other ethnicity that you can think of that might live in this town. And for the climate, I mean, it is Florida, so the climate down here is going to be warmer. Now, granted, this is northern Florida. This is like this town is located in the far northwest part of Florida in the Panhandle. So, although it is in the state of Florida, the climate here is not going to be quite as warm as it will be in mid or southern Florida. But however, I mean, you know, you get 236 sunny days a year in this town, which in my opinion is pretty remarkable. Obviously, you don't gotta worry about no snow. I mean, you do get your fair amount of rain. You get 56 inches of rain per year. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you people. I mean, this is one of those towns that when I drive through, I mean, as you guys can see, there's nothing fancy, there's nothing special about this town. This town would easily blend in with any smaller town which I've driven through on all my Alabama videos. But honestly, what I like about this town is, you're just a little over an hour from the beaches of the Panhandle in Panama City Beach. I mean, and you know, and I guess for a place that has more and better amenities, I can always drive a half hour north in Dothan, Alabama. Now, what I like about this little town is I like the climate. I like the fact that you have over 230 sunny days a year. And I like the fact that this place is in Florida, which is a little closer to many places that I would want to frequent. Now, this would put me a tad bit. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but yeah, never mind. Anyways, let's keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and look at some houses here in Cottondale on my computer here. And then I'll let you guys know the cheapest house that you can buy here in Cottondale, Florida. I mean, right now, the lowest price house that you can buy in this town is priced at about $100,000. And for $100,000, there's gonna be a house on Russ Street, Russ, Russ Road, and this house comes with 4.98 acres. So this house comes with almost 5 acres for $100,000. Now here's the catch. Now this house is not going to be an actual traditionally built house. This house is going to be more or less of a shed that someone done brought at Lowe's or something, and they just built it into a house on the inside. So it's not going to have the sturdiness of a traditional home. Is what I'm trying to say, I guess. And then from that, there's a house for about $125,000, which comes on close to an acre, which is the fixer-upper. And then after that, there's a house for $125,000, which is right on Main Street here. I mean, well, yeah, it comes on a little over a third of an acre, which honestly, now those prices are a little bit more than what you would pay in many smaller Alabama towns. However, taking into consideration that this is Florida, I would say those housing prices are not bad. I mean, the crime in this town isn't too bad. And like I said, this town, there's nothing fancy or special about it. It's just a typical small, deep southern town. I mean, honestly, if I was still looking for another place to relocate to, like if I would have known about this town, let's say a year ago, I'm not gonna lie to you people. I mean, I never really thought about living in Florida due to the hurricanes. But this town being located so far up north, this town would be far enough from the ocean to where you really wouldn't have to deal with hurricanes. I mean, so a town like this would be the type of town that I can see myself living in. I mean, you know, this may not be the best town in the state of Florida by any means. However, the housing prices here are extremely affordable, and there's a diversified group of people that live here. And it's only an hour, and it's only a tad bit over an hour from the beaches of Panama City, which I will be doing those videos. So, like I said, stay tuned, keep watching. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like this little town. I mean, this town, some of you might look at this town and you might be thinking, what is here to like? But I don't know. I think one of the big things about this town that I like is, like I said, the amount of sunny days you get per year. I like that. So I like the climate here. And like I said, I just like how it's right off of 231. You're only a half hour from Dothan, which would be a larger city. And you're only an hour from Panama City. And you're only an hour and 10 minutes from the beaches. And plus, there's a lot of other smaller cities in the Panhandle that are within an hour of here. So I think this place is conveniently located. Now, the property taxes here are going to be at least double compared to what you would pay in many parts of Alabama. So the property taxes here are going to be considerably higher. But I would say all in all, if you're out there and you're looking for a place to live that's warm, to where housing prices are still affordable, and maybe you're handy and you don't mind getting your hands dirty and fixing up a house, or you got some good connections that can charge you a reasonable price for home repairs, and maybe you either you work at home, you work online, so you don't really have to worry much about the local economy, or maybe you might work in a field to where jobs are relatively easy to come by, such as something in the medical field. So if you fit that category and you're looking for a place to live that's warm, plenty of sunny days, and affordable, although this may not be the fanciest or even the nicest looking town to live in the state of Florida, I would at least come down here, check it out, maybe rent a hotel close by. That way you can come around here every day and drive around and check it out thoroughly and see if this might be a town where you might want to move to and consider home. As y'all can see, there's still a lot of open land around here. A lot of these houses do come on a decent sized lot. Now, some of these areas do have dirt roads, so as I would always tell you guys to do, if you're going to come out here and look at a house, come out here in person and look at the house. Don't just look at pics online and make your decisions off of that. Look at the property in person so you know more of what you're going to get into. Because out here you do got dirt roads. Now, me, I'm not a fan of living on dirt roads. I rather live off of a road that's gravel. That's been paved, not a dirt road. But anyhow, that's my little 2 cents about this little town of Cottondale, Florida. I think this is a nice little town in the far northwest of Florida on the Panhandle. It's worth checking out. If you look, like I said, come down here and check it out. As it goes for me, if I was still looking for a place to live, and I'm gonna be honest. If I were to decide to leave Alabama for some reason, I never thought of Florida being a place for me to look at, but I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. This is one of those towns that I would definitely check out. And another thing about this town is, it's only an hour and 10 minutes away from Tallahassee, which that city has got about a couple 100,000 people, and they have a sizable college community. That's a college town. Tallahassee, Florida. But yeah, if I was still looking for a place to live, or if I chose to leave Alabama, I would definitely come down here and check it out. I don't, I mean, I can picture myself living in this town. I really can. I mean, ain't nothing special about this town. But and I know for some of you, this town might look a little rough. But for me, you know what? I can picture myself living here because, like I said, I think in this case, anyways, I think about how convenient it is to the beaches. I think about how close it is to larger cities. Like Dothan, Alabama is half hour, and within an hour, there's larger, smaller cities in the Panhandle of Florida. So, anyhow, and I would say down here compared to even parts of southern Alabama, temperatures down here can run anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees warmer. So that's another thing. But anyhow, I'm going to quit talking here and I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of the video. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. If you like what you heard on this video, give it a thumbs up to help the YouTube algorithm. And like always, thanks for watching. Everyone have a blessed one, and I will see you guys on the next one.